My name is Colin, I'm an instructor, and I'm going to be going over 3 laps at the Streets of Willow Springs. The Streets of Willow Springs is located approximately an hour north of Los Angeles. This is the hot pit location where we are located now. Please make sure that the officials wave you onto the track before you enter the track. Also, make sure to check behind you to your right, as cars coming up behind you will be traveling at approximately 100 miles an hour. You want to stay as far left as possible when entering the track to avoid any collisions. This first turn here is about a 180-degree right-hand turn. You always want to make sure that you use as much of the track as possible as exiting that turn. This turn here is approximately a 180-degree left-hand turn where you only really want to use the second berm. Bring it about halfway out and then all the way over to the left. As you'll notice, there are 2 turns here. Sometimes the inside and sometimes the outside turns are used. We'll only be talking about the inside turn this time. Coming through this fast S section here, you'll note that note the berms on the inside and outside on the track. We'll be talking about those later. It's a very long, basically flat left-hand turn coming up to the fishbowl here. This is very steeply banked into the right. And when you come out of here, you want to make sure to bring it all the way out to the left-hand side. Now, there are a few different ways of taking the turns around this track. We're only going to be talking about the student line, not the full racing line. Coming down through these S's here, this is pretty steep downhill, so you want to make sure that you bleed off all of your speed before taking this left-hand turn. This is an off-camber left-hand turn. A lot of spins end up here, so be careful about reducing all your speed before you enter there. This last right-hand turn here is actually on the skid pad, so it has pretty good grip. And it's also the most important turn because it leads onto the longest straightaway, which is this front straight here. So we'll start talking more specifically about the turns here. Coming onto turn 1, you don't really have to go left out like I'm doing here. It's more the racing line. You can kind of stay straight, make sure that you're in on the inside of that berm, bring it all the way left onto the outside in a straight line, braking in a straight line, bring it all the way onto the inside of that berm, and bring it all the way out to the outside before bringing it all the way over to the right here. Now in these 2 left-hand turns here, ignore the first berm and bring it into the second berm. Bring it about, let it slide about halfway out on the track, not all the way out. Bring it all the way over to the left, brake in a straight line. Your apex here is that cone, although make sure that you don't use that cone in particular because it won't be there when you go on. You'll notice the berm on the left there and the berm on the right there are your apexes. For this long left-hand turn, you can go about mid to 2/3 out. You don't have to go all the way out. You'll want to bring it all the way over to the left here. That braking marker is your cone. You want to get all your braking done by that turn. Bring it all the way into the inside of the fishbowl here. And then bring it all the way out. You'll just slowly unwind the steering wheel as you're accelerating. Now you want to make sure you're all the way on the left-hand side here. Where you turn in here is kind of up to you, but it's about 2/3 down the track. And again, make sure you get all of your braking done before you get to this left-hand turn. Bring it in. There's no berm on the inside really, but make sure you bring it as wide as you need to. A lot of people clip in too hard, and that's how they end up backwards around that turn. A lot of people end up backwards there. Again, there's 2 berms through there. It's pretty obvious where to go through that last section. And again, there's a nice berm coming onto this last section here. Again, bring it all the way out to the outside. As my first instructor always said, you've paid for the whole track, use the whole track. One last lap here. This right-hand turn, make sure to hit the berm on the inside. I take this at about half to 2/3 throttle for new students. You can take it faster, but there's no reason to be going any faster your first time out. Again, that's a 180-degree right-hand turn, pretty straightforward. Bring it all the way on the right, brake in a straight line and get all your braking done. Do not accelerate too quickly up this hill. It's not on camber, meaning it's a pretty flat turn or turned out to the right a little bit, so a lot of people end up losing it there. Make sure on this right here, stay about mid-track. Don't tuck in until now. It's actually a late apex turn, so you turn in later than you think. That apex on the right is your, berm on the right is your apex. Here you'll stay about mid-track. Bring it all the way into the left, brake in a straight line, turn onto the inside. There is no real apex here. You just want to hug the inside and slowly slide it out to the left. Just unwind the steering wheel as you accelerate. Keep it in a straight line all the way on the left. I do a little bit of braking here just to kind of get the car settled. Turn in between those 2 cones, start brake, brake, brake. More braking as soon as you've made that left-hand turn. A lot of braking in a straight line. Do not brake around this turn. And another way to really get yourself backwards. Again, a little berm on the right-hand side here. And then there's 2 berms, one on the left, one on the right. There aren't too many places to go besides that correct turn. You'll bring it in a very nice, easy 180-degree turn onto the front straightaway. And we're set. Thank you very much. This has been 3 Laps at the Streets of Willow Springs. My name is Colin, and I'll have my email address at the bottom if you have any questions.